This is crazy beautiful. Wow, I have no words. There are so many colors and it's so amazing. So we have a big amount of hyacinths here and the colors are out of this world. It's so amazing, like I can't comprehend this. And also the smell from them. Yes, so sweet and flowery and it's just beautiful, guys. Wow.
I planted these hyacinths last autumn. Every year I try to add some new flowers. Last year or the year before I planted a lot of daffodils and tulips, and this year I had the idea to plant hyacinths, and I intentionally chose this part of the garden where we have constantly small or low grass. So I was hoping they wouldn't overgrow with grass while they are still flowering. And so far it looks good, I think.
Yeah, Tommy is smart. He knows what he is doing. That's why this is a great spot for them.
They seem to be doing well here, yeah.
Yes.
I hope they will spread. Hyacinths don't spread as fast as, for example, daffodils. Because with daffodils you have every year more flowers coming from the same place. But with hyacinths, at least the other ones we have, they've been there for 3-4 years and there's always just one flower. So we'll see.
Yeah, but they are growing for longer than, for example, crocuses. So that's cool.
Yeah, they flower for several weeks. So that's great, we can enjoy them for a long time. I've just returned our little fountain in the pond after winter. So now it's decorating the pond again and also making the water move a little bit. In the meantime, we have some new algae in the water, but we haven't removed it yet because there's some other stuff in it, including the eggs from frogs. But a lot of the eggs have hatched already, and we have a lot of tadpoles in the pond. We see them moving around everywhere, so hopefully they will survive into adulthood and we will have frogs.
Yeah, they are very small. It's hard to film, but I've been trying, so maybe you are watching it now, I don't know. And the algae, like we often see that in water with frogs. So we don't know if they somehow add to the production of the algae or something, but for now we are keeping it there because it could be like a hiding spot for the tadpoles.
And I also saw some honeybees. They can land on the stuff that's floating on the surface and drink water, so it could be good for them, for example. You never know. Everything has a meaning.
Yeah, exactly. And we also planted these Johnny Jump Ups here. Again, they just showed up in the pots on our balcony in the city. So we had to bring them here because here they are more useful for us because they make the garden prettier. On the balcony it's not that important. They are just annuals. They spread seeds, so they should grow again, maybe next year, but you never know. It's not like they keep roots in the soil and come back every year.
But they spread really well on the balcony, so hopefully they will here as well.
Hopefully, but where you want them to spread, it usually doesn't happen. That's how it works, so we'll see.
The spring is here, which means grass is already growing like crazy. So we will need to start mowing soon. But before we can do that, as every year, we will have to exchange the engine oil so that the engine keeps working as it should. So the first step, as every year we already remember, is that I will have to start the mower for like 5 minutes to make the oil more liquid, so it would flow out easily.
When it's warmed up, the oil, it flows better.
Yeah. That's what they say.
So I'm curious to see if it will like start at all.
It always takes a while the first time. I forgot to use the thingy.
Oh, okay. Okay, now it's my turn and I want to do this alone. So we'll see. We need a big pot with old oil. So I need to get it here because it will flow from here, from this tube, come here, from this. And I need to unscrew this thing. So here I have tools. It's hard to film here. It's very cramped space.
I don't know what they were thinking when they were building this barn.
And the tractor, it's not very filmable, this spot. But we will manage somehow, guys. And here I have this, I don't know, we call it a key.
Yeah.
Key number 19. Ooh, okay. Now it's loose. No, now it's loose. Can you see it? Oh my god.
Yes.
Guys, this is like a nice example of how faster it would be without filming, because now I have my hand in such a weird angle, so you can see this thingy.
Just for you guys.
It's so unnecessary, but oh well. Come on.
Almost done.
Almost. Ta-da. Oh.
Ta-da!
Okay, it's flowing, so
That's the main thing.
yes. Yay. I have oil everywhere, but that's life. That's life of living at the country house and filming.
You should put the oil in the salad.
Maybe it's healthy. I'm sure so many beneficial nutrients are in there.
The old oil is successfully gone, so we can now refill the tank.
And it looks so easy.
Yeah.
That's not all. That's not all the oil.
We wish. Because the capacity is more than 1 liter and they sell these by liters. So we'll always need more than one, a little bit.
And now we need to measure the right amount because it's always a little bit different. And it should be in between the 2 dots, but it looks like it's like on the upper dot. So it's too much, but it doesn't matter. It's okay because we are measuring right after we put the oil in, and it should go down a little bit over time.
It should settle down, yeah.
Settle down, yes. So it should be okay. One more time. And I think the rooster approves. He agrees. Yeah, it's on the upper dot. I don't know if you can see something, but I can see it and it should be okay. So we are done here.
Yay.
Tommy can start mowing.
I can't wait.
I'm sure.
We recently planted 8 additional trees along this side of the property next to our neighbors because we have never enough. And I tried to find some things that we didn't have before, or some things that we like one more peach tree because we only had one, so now we have a second one. And we have some additional plums, Asian pears, which we've never even tasted, so I'm curious what they will be like.
Exotic.
Yeah. There is also a yellow cherry tree, so the cherry tree will have yellow cherries, and they sounded interesting to me because they claim that yellow cherries will not attract birds. apparently they are attracted to the red color of cherries.
So we'll
Starlings
see.
mainly.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Yeah, because that's the main issue with cherries everywhere, for everyone in our area. The birds come and they eat everything.
Yeah, starlings, they love cherries.
Yeah, so I'm also curious about that. And we also have quince tree. Again, we have only Japanese quinces, shrubs, you know, small ones. This is a regular tree. And there's also a mix, like a hybrid between pears and rowan berries. So that will be also interesting.
Yeah, so very many various specialties.
Yeah, and I want to prune the peach tree. It's the right time now. It's interesting that it's brand new, but it's already developing blooms. So it wants to flower this year. Maybe we will even have one peach, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
And I'll start from the bottom because we don't want branches so low.
Yeah, this one came with very many branches.
Yeah, I should have probably brought the bigger shear or whatever it's called, shears, something. But okay, it's working. It flew away.
The other trees are very small, just like one branch, so they don't need pruning. And yeah, we need to wait for them to be bigger and to see the fruits, but we are patient. We know that from our garden, the patience is key.
At the end, I decided to go with this design. I created two floors, or what do you call it? Because I didn't want to leave these. We wanted to have some branches lower this time as well. And I feel like this is like cheating to have like a growth worth of 2 years or something. So we'll see.
Yeah, so 2 levels, and
yeah, levels.
It could also be like a bigger shield because we are close to the fence, and it will like add to the natural hedge.
And we left like 3 flowers, I think, on the branches. So
that's nice.
To give the tree a chance to give us something already this year.
We have quite a lot of various pruned branches, so we are going to wood chip them. Hopefully that's a verb. Like here, for example, these are pruned blackberries. Here are various fruit trees. And here we have quite a lot of raspberries. These ones are a bit thorny, so we need to be careful. And we will start and we'll see how much of wood chips we have. It's going nicely. And it's quite fun for me. Tommy's job is worse.
As always.
Okay, the raspberry wood chips are done. And we will put them here on the bottom of this future raised garden bed. So it doesn't matter that they are thorny. They will be under the soil here.
Good idea.
Yes. So these are lower quality wood chips because of the thorns, but they will add nutrients here, and it's a nice use of the material we have from our garden, and yeah, I like it. The blackberries are thornless, so
that's why I took my gloves off.
Tommy is very brave and everything. We were thinking that we can put the wood chips, these good ones from blackberries and other branches, without thorns, here around our strawberries. And it should be nice.
Why not?
But yes, but it would be nice to have a lot more material.
We'll cover like 6 strawberries out of 50 or something like that.
but it's still better than nothing. Okay, so half of this row is done. And yeah, Tommy was saying that it's good for when there are fruits and they will not be directly on the soil, so it would be easier to pick them and to clean them because they won't be muddy and stuff like that. Welcome back to our kitchen, guys, and today we are going to make traditional Czech rohlíky. That's plural. One is one rohlík. And I was asking the internet how I should explain to an American what it is, because the majority of you guys watching our channel are Americans. So the internet said that it's a crossover between a baguette and a dinner roll. So it's not a baguette, it's not crunchy, it's quite soft on the inside, and it's like a everyday bread roll. It's a very common, like the most common thing here, and you'll see when it's done. Hopefully it will be a success. Of course, in our kitchen we try to cook and bake a little bit healthier, so this won't be as traditional as it could be, because we are going to use, of course, the whole grain spelt flour, which I have here. So we need 250 grams of that, and we will add 1 teaspoon of salt. Ta-da! And we will mix this together. And I already prepared yeast. We need 140 milliliters of lukewarm water and half a teaspoon of dried yeast and half a teaspoon of sugar. It's here, it's making bubbles, and you can see it's active, so that's nice. And now we will pour it here into the dough, like this. And here we have 40 grams of melted butter, so I'm going to add that as well. And that's it for the ingredients, so it's quite easy. Now I'm going to take a spoon and we will mix this together.
Let's mix it together, guys.
Guys, hopefully you are mixing with me. It's important. So at first with the spoon, so the liquid gets absorbed by the flour, and when that's done we will start using our hands and we will create the dough. It should be a very nice dough, not sticky at all, easy to work with. So I like making these rohlíky because it's quite easy and very delicious, and it's a nice lunch for us. After just a few minutes the dough is done. It's amazing. Look, not sticky at all, quite elastic, and I love it. So now we will cover this with a cloth here and we will keep it somewhere warm for 1 hour, so the dough rises and doubles in size. 1 hour later, here we are. The dough has risen. Could have been better, but oh well. And now I prepared 2 parchment papers here. We need to roll the dough. So here is my silver rolling pin, and let's do that. And it looks like this now, so we want a circle, not too thin but not too thick either, maybe half a centimeter the height of the dough. Now we will make 6 triangles. So at first I cut the circle in half. And now like this. And these are our future rohlíky. The next step, the most important one, is to create the rohlíky. So every triangle is one rohlík, so we will take it and we will roll like this. And that's the shape we are aiming for. And here I have a special baking pan. You don't need it. You can have normal one and just put the parchment paper there and just put the rohlíky there. But I have this fancy special one. This was a gift from Tommy. So that's cool. And we will create all of them. So we will have 6 pieces. We should let the rohlíky rise again for maybe half an hour. While we are waiting, we need to preheat the oven. So we will set this on 220 degrees Celsius. And we need the oven to be hot when we put the rohlíky in. And in the meantime, I will decorate them a little bit. So here I have sesame seeds and I will put a tiny amount here on top. This is not necessary at all. It just looks a bit nicer.
In fact, it will be falling off as you try to eat it.
Yes, and it's falling off now, so it's just messy, but we will use the time. We have to wait anyway. And you can also put poppy seeds on top. That's quite common here. Let's put this in. And just a short time, 12 to 15 minutes. So this will be fast and then we'll be feasting, not fasting.
Yay!
12 minutes went by like nothing and it should be done. Ooh. Yes.
Ooh.
Looks very nice. I was picking our wild garlic from our garden, so this will be an amazing addition to the rohlíky, and they are the best warm, so this will be amazing. In the middle they look like this. Normal dough. Hopefully you can see something. They are not crunchy, they are not flaky, so it's nothing like croissants. That dough is completely different, and they are not buttery and they are not sweet. In some countries, for example in Germany, they are in this crescent shape more often. Here the most common form is like this, straight. They are bigger in stores, but oh well. And we will just spread cream cheese on them. You usually do it like this. You turn them around and like you flatten them a bit and put it here. That's the lazy way. The more like higher form is to cut it here, like in the middle, and put the spread inside, you know. So we are the lazy ones, so we are doing it just like this, and usually you eat them with cheese and with ham, you know, like a sandwich. But you can also eat them with butter and jam, for example. So you can also try on the sweet side, but the dough itself, it's not a sweet pastry or anything.
It's exactly the right size for the wild garlic.
Yes, this was totally the best calculation from me, and that's why.
I knew it.
How is it?
Very fresh, still warm from the oven.
Yes.
And delicious, of course. In the stores, it costs like 10 to 15 cents per piece, so it's not really worth it making at home, but...
Yes, but those ones are not whole grain spelt ones, but just they will of course use normal white wheat flour, and it's like very, very, very common thing. Like, yeah.
It's almost more common than beer.
And that's a lot when you say it like that, because beer in this country is so popular. Often it's cheaper than water. That's the saying, and it's often true in restaurants. So yeah, but we don't like beer. The taste is so yucky for us, not good. So we are not beer people at all.
And we don't buy rohlíky either, so we are really weird.
Yes, but we can make them at home, and that's a higher level. So that's something.